Everybody, my name is Joe Smith. I'm an advocate. I work with people experiencing homelessness in Sacramento. The video you're about to see was shot on September 28th around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a windy day. I'm not a professional videographer and I'm not using professional equipment, but I did get to sit down with 3 people experiencing chronic homelessness and talk about their experience with Medi-Cal, what's working, what's not working, get some of their observations and thoughts. I hope this video will inform your work, and I want to thank Sierra Health Foundation for commissioning this video.
I'm hand shy. It's like, I want you to look at my hands. Sorry, I do.
All right.
Just showing up.
All right, everybody. So, some questions for you. So, how long have you lived outside?
I've been out here since '98.
98? Been unhoused the entire time?
The entire time.
Okay. And you?
I've been out here since 2012.
2012, and you?
2016.
2016.
Wow, that's too old.
So, like, what's your daily routine like? Like, what does a day in the life look like for you?
That's a tough question, right? Like, it varies. It varies. Like,
what are some of the normal things that you would do?
water runs.
Water.
Yeah, getting water and food is a priority. Taking our dogs are a big priority.
And recycling. I recycle all day.
So,
everybody else is food.
Where do you get your food from normally? Buy it, or does someone bring it, or
I buy it.
Some of us buy it, some of us get it like donated from like when they come on the weekends. They got feeds and stuff. They Twana has like people that used to bring us food and waters. Yeah, donations is what you would say.
You ever use any of the like the food banks or anything like that, or? Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I get to them, when I can
get to them.
Yeah.
Anywhere like Loaves and Fishes that serves meals or anywhere like that, do you ever get out?
I try to stay away from there, but yeah, I have before. Just funny. The food bank by the General Assistance Office. People go to a lot more. Yeah, the friendship area, right there, Loaves and Fishes. I used to go there all the time. Used to. I can't get out there. My bike's all fucked up now. Messed up. Sorry.
What is it like living in your community down there? I mean, what is your community like? What can you tell me about it?
It's cool. I feel very safe. I feel safe here. I don't know if I couldn't live anywhere else. Because
a lot of people.
Everyone, it's a lot of people, but it's kind of controlled and everyone looks out for each other. Yeah, so, we don't too much have any unknown. Yeah, if something happened to someone that know about it, they're not gonna. It's like a family, almost like a really misfit family. Yeah.
Too many outsiders.
And we get along. It's a gated community.
What about like communication with the outside? A lot of people have cell phones. Yeah, damn near everybody does pretty much. That's the only way we can. Cell phones. Do any of you use email or anything like that for your phones? Yeah. We still have our regular lives going on. Our families that we communicate with. Yeah, through email, text messaging, or social media. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter. What kind of social media do you use? I use Facebook. I use Google Maps. I like to contribute to Google Maps. That's awesome. I do too. I like to. It's how you get around sometimes. I don't know where they're at. Go to Google Maps. I take pictures. So, do any of you have like chronic health problems? I mean, like chronic health problems you've had for a long time. I have chronic arthritis. Arthritis?
Skin cancer.
What's that?
Skin cancer.
Skin cancer?
You just moaned. Chronic health problem?
Do you have Medi-Cal?
Yes.
For the record, we are talking about Medi-Cal. So, how did you learn about Medi-Cal? I went and applied for my food stamps and they gave it to me. Okay. Yeah, I went to the hospital one time and I didn't have insurance because I had lost mine because I walked out of my job, unfortunately, and they filled out the paperwork for me and got me set up.
Okay. I did the same thing. We did in the hospital. I didn't have insurance.
Okay. So the process for you was is you were down there at the Medi-Cal office getting food?
No, I went to the Department of Human Assistance, and I was just checked if you want Medi-Cal, and checked in and got my food stamps with my general assistance, and then I had Medi-Cal.
So it was all pretty easy.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like really like, yeah, I didn't really have to do too much of life work. Just I wanted it.
So they helped you all right there with filling it all out. Did you have to answer a bunch of questions or anything, or do you remember?
No, it was a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
You help wise.
But they sent a caseworker in to help you. To go over it with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you ever get paperwork from Medi-Cal? Like, do they ever send you anything? Do you get mail anywhere?
I don't get no paper from Medi-Cal.
Yeah.
I get nothing sent.
Yeah, I haven't either. I actually still
I got
waiting
a
for my
couple
card.
things that, like way back when I first got it, like they would send me like, because I think they were having me renew it or something, or move transfer counties and stuff, so I had to just do county transfers. That's about it.
I think they do that.
What was
that was way back when, like way back.
What was that like? I mean, did they?
It was almost like a questionnaire that they send you for voting. It's like a little thing, and you just put change of address and whatnot, and then they just send it back in.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy.
Did you did they give you a card, or did you just say ta-da, you got Medi-Cal?
I never got a card.
I've had a card before, like, but that's like way back in early 2000s. Like, I've been on Medi-Cal for a minute.
I know.
It's all done right there on their computer, because I ain't never got a card.
All you got to really do is give them your social or your social security number. You don't really need a card.
And I know they ask you to choose your insurance company provider, and that's when I was like, I didn't know enough about each one. You know, it was kind of hard to decide right then and there which one I wanted.
Where did they ask you about that?
It was on the form. It says you had to choose,
Anthem
Anthem, Blue Cross, or HealthNet. You know, and you don't really have time to research.
I just went with the Anthem, Blue Cross.
How did you make your choice?
I just went with the one I thought was more, I don't know, reputable, I guess.
Okay.
You should say like
Anthem.
Yeah,
I think I picked one. They did.
They use Charlie Brown as their like.
I don't think I picked one. They did.
Yeah, sometimes they do pick it for you.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever talked to a caseworker?
No.
A Medi-Cal caseworker?
No.
No. Do you think having a Medi-Cal caseworker would be used
Yes.
Yeah, to help you understand
the
benefits of what you can do and what you can't do instead of finding out when you're at the doctor's.
And, like, how would be the best way for you to interact with a caseworker?
Not no person.
Yeah, face to face, probably is the best way.
Yeah.
Would you want them to come to you? Here?
I'd go to them.
Either way.
Yeah.
Whatever's easiest for the caseworker, because it's like, because usually, I mean, I can get to wherever if I need to. Like, I can find my ways always. But
would a personal caseworker be important to you? Or would just like anybody from the Medi-Cal office, any caseworker be okay? Or would you rather have someone?
I would rather have some kind of like rapport with them, like, because there's someone who already knows what you're going through. If you have to go back, you don't have to keep going over everything at first.
He's saying like somebody different every time?
Yeah, would you rather have someone personal or someone different every time? I'd rather have someone that already knows who I am and knows what I'm going through and can, without all the questions that you get when you first intake.
Yeah, we had someone that was taking us to the appointments and stuff. That was cool. Or making sure you get a ride there. But having a primary care physician, that's important. Like that's a big thing.
I'm glad you asked, because
that's the next question.
With your primary care doctor.
Okay, yeah.
And so first of all, do you have a primary care doctor that you know of?
No, I don't, and I'd like one.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely,
like,
definitely love
like the same person you could
same one over and over and over.
Yeah, like a main doctor you see that can refer you to a specialist. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
having the questions and the intake all over again every time.
Yeah, because then you can get things could actually get done.
Would it be important to you to have some say in picking who your doctor is, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe you can. I think you can choose. I know you can choose a dentist.
Right.
I don't see why you couldn't choose.
Yeah, you can choose a doctor, but if you don't like it, can you switch up?
I think so.
So when you go to the doctor, who do you see? I mean, how does that work?
Go to the emergency room.
You go to the emergency room.
Right.
And see
whatever doctor's there. Sometimes I got the doctor once or twice, the same one once. couple times, but it's whatever doctors on the
Where do you go? Like
Sutter
what hospital?
usually.
Sutter?
Sutter.
Yeah, Sutter, UC Davis.
Yeah.
But Sutter,
Sutter,
So what
UC
you saying?
Davis.
The outline doctors you can go to?
Yeah, like when you go to the emergency room with the emergency doctor.
Outline doctors? You're not saying just the emergency room, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather go there. I would rather go to the private one than the hospital.
Yeah, definitely.
What happens if the emergency room doctor says, I want you to follow up with your primary care doctor? What happens then? What do you tell them?
well,
I tell they usually
Don't
if
have
they
one.
I don't have one. They tell them they tell us that well then in that case just come back to the emergency room if you don't have a primary.
a few
No,
times.
it wasn't
I've
private. It was
actually had
either-
a primary a few times, and that was cool. But then, because I was referred, the emergency room did tell me to check in with them, and then I had to be referred to a specialist.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they referred
that,
me to
when
the
that
clinic.
when I was in that situation, things were getting
I never
better.
got referred to
you
the
know,
clinic.
but then now I'm not.
I never
now I
got
don't have
referred.
that.
It just
So
said if you don't got to come back
now
to the
I'm just in
hospital.
limbo, and I
That's
need,
not me.
you know, when you need tests and more to see specialists, that's when it gets hard.
Yeah, the
It's kind of hard to
order
keep up
people
with the doctors out here.
So,
for follow-ups it really doesn't happen.
you don't really try to make appointments because why?
There's no real point
Kind
to
of
it.
hard out here to make appointments.
No one to make an appointment to.
Right. No one to make, yeah, no one to see, but
yeah, right, pretty much.
Maybe going back to a case manager, like maybe that's something you would
Yeah, see that's right. That's
Yeah, that'd be
that's-
like-
kind of go to that central point of
Yeah.
contact
Right.
to get.
Yeah.
and then
There's no
Because
home
if
base.
it's not pressing the
We're back
buck.
to-
It's more
we're
like
back to
yeah,
doing the
they,
same thing we
they
were
can get
doing.
things done.
Right.
nothing.
So how? I guess it's kind of redundant, but follow me here. Like how would it be best for you to make an appointment and converse with your doctor? Like if you were to call them to make an appointment, would you? If you had an email address that you could email to, or a text message? I mean, how?
Yeah.
I think I'd want a face-to-face, though. I mean,
Oh
Well,
yeah.
just to make the appointment.
I would make an appointment by calling is
Yeah, I
pretty
recall.
cool. And make it to
Call
go.
them up.
I've done that, and it works. Yeah, it's works pretty well.
Yeah, to call in and make an appointment. That's how I always used to do it.
Given your experience living outside, if you were to make an appointment, like say it's something that's not really urgent, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted to make an appointment to get seen, like what would you think is a legitimate amount of time to wait for an appointment?
2 weeks
Yeah,
at
2
the
weeks.
most.
2 weeks.
2 weeks at the most.
Because I mean, if it's something you don't want to wait like 2 months or however far out the date is, like it might
Might be
it
well
may
by
be
the time
worse
you
or
get
might not
there.
even be done. Yeah, right.
Well, by the time
It
you
might
get
be no
there.
point to be. Yeah.
So I don't want to make any presumptions here. So forgive me if I do, but I'm going to ask some questions around mental health, alcohol, and drugs. And if you'd rather not answer any part of this, feel free not to. So, if you had a problem with your mental health, alcohol, or drugs, where would you go? What would you do?
Go to like
Psychiatric ward if they had one.
go to the effort.
I wouldn't put
I
myself
don't know
in
if
that
the
house.
effort's still around.
I wouldn't either. I mean, I don't know. Like
I don't know
that's
where
a
to
good
go.
question. I wouldn't even know.
I know the county has
Yeah,
programs.
there is a program. I can't remember what it is.
The effort used to be a good place. I don't know.
Okay.
But there's no
Yeah,
real knowledge.
Sometimes those places are harder to deal with than you think.
Yeah.
Even Loaves and Fishes is harder to deal with than you think.
Sure.
I'm
No,
just
I get
saying,
it.
I'm
Yeah, there's not too many clinics or anything because I don't know too much out there no more. Like I know there's one. I took my
not
ex.
necessarily the workers of Loaves and Fishes. I'm talking about
You already have to be
around
established within the psychiatric area and yeah.
Have you ever had an interaction with law enforcement around a mental health problem you might have been having or being loaded or anything like that? Have you ever had to interact with law enforcement in any way?
No.
being drunk once.
Yeah.
Yeah, being drunk.
Did they offer you any help?
No.
No.
Drunk.
They offer,
How do you
they offer
feel
you
like
cigarette.
how do you
Yeah.
feel like you were treated by them?
Not fairly because I was homeless.
Because you're homeless, they treated you.
Yeah, they treat you kind of like
I guess they kind of know if we are or not, and they know us by now, and they just kind of evict sometimes.
Sure. Sure, I get it. if you were to want to make it a, well, two parts. Let's deal with mental health first. Like if you wanted to see a therapist or a psychiatrist and you wanted to make an appointment, and we gave you a number to call to make an appointment, and you call them, what do you think is like a reasonable amount of time to wait for an appointment?
Depends on how much of an emergency it is. Because if it's an emergency, I would expect to be right in.
Okay.
Like the way I'm accustomed to dealing with emergency psychiatrists.
I'm sure they got that window for that though.
Yeah.
What if it just
within like, because I mean, I would be within a week. Because if it's emergency psychiatric, then I need it right now. I'm about to fucking kill somebody or kill myself, excuse me, or something's about to happen bad if I'm having an emergency psychiatric situation.
That option should be opened up though. I mean,
if you were having that kind of situation, who would you call?
I don't know, because I'm kind of in that situation right now myself. I'm trying to figure out where to go because I got my emotional disorders and shit that are unmedicated, and I'm fucking, it's not right. So I'm having a time right now trying to figure out where I'm going to go. So it's a good, I don't know.
They have a place where you can go overnight, but I mean, that's just 24
I mean, there's
hours.
guest house. They do psychiatric and stuff like that over on Richard Boulevard side, but that's between 8 and 9 and 5.
If you had an option to go to that,
Therapy would be good.
Yeah, I would go. I would.
Something else.
Yeah.
They offered therapy once, and then they never came back.
They came here?
Yeah, these doctors, I won't say, but these group of doctors came in, and they prescribed medication and everything for my anxiety, and this doctor seemed like he was really going to have this plan, and he was going to, try these different medications out and give me therapy sessions, and then
where do you
never
go
came
for the
back.
therapy, right?
They came here though.
Yeah, they came here, and it was cool. Yeah.
Just the one time, and then they just stopped coming back.
Yeah, it was strange. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was pretty cool what they were suggesting. There was a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope. They raise our hope up, and then they just kind of get let down because they don't follow up with whatever they fucking had, whatever they offered to us. There's no real follow up.
Yeah.
So
it's not usually there.
Yeah, right.
With the situation, it sounds like there's an opportunity for an ideal situation where they come to you.
Right.
But that would have to be like consistent.
Yeah.
And they would have to have a regular schedule and then meet that schedule.
Well, I mean, the therapy was everything. The appointments would be away from here.
Sure.
They just came to give us the information and set us up, but they didn't really.
So it's like there was an outreach person who came out, mental health outreach.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, they're referring you.
And doctors. There was a doctor.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. We were willing to go there for sure.
I know we talked a little bit already about the emergency room, and I'm not going to revisit all that, but I want to talk about how you felt about going to the emergency room. How you were treated by the staff, the nurses, the doctors, lab techs. I mean, how do you feel you were treated when you went for emergency services?
Longer waits in the emergency room.
Longer wait?
Yeah. After that, no, but longer waits in the emergency room.
After
like you're not a priority.
Yeah. Even if you're sitting there dying, like breathing.
Yeah. Not a priority.
Yeah.
After that, it's not like that, but
the first initial,
They think we want pain medication.
Yeah, they think they're trying to get drugs or something from them. It's just like, no, we really got issues. Like,
yeah, it's
not right.
A lot of us, I don't take I don't like pills. I don't want I prefer not to have a pill, but I've been in pain.
Yeah, right.
And not helps. And
they made us last.
I've had my bone disintegrate, and then weren't doing much about it.
Yeah, like when I got this a couple years ago, I got cellulitis in my leg, and I was sitting in the emergency room with a big old gaping hole for had to have been 4 or 5 hours just waiting to get a bed.
That's a long time.
That's a long fucking time just to get seen and showed. Then I was eventually admitted because I was there for 4 days, but I should have done it longer. But it took me forever just to get the intake going and stuff. And it was like,
it seems like because
I was homeless.
They know you're homeless. They ask you if you're homeless?
They ask you for your address and they what your intake information. What are we gonna put an address? We put what we have Loaves and Fishes, Mary's house. That's my address that I use for mailing address and everything. And so that's what I have. And they already know the address, so they kind of just are like.
And once it's on file, they just know. That's why they assume all the things they assume.
So you definitely think that you're treated differently because you're...
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
It's not a thought. It's a known.
Yes.
What about their attitude?
Some of them are okay. You can tell that they try, but there's others that's just like so blasé and just like hurry up, rushes about, and like in and out, and like okay, now get out.
When you're at the emergency room and they've taken care of whatever your urgent need is, whatever that is, do they offer you anything else? Is there anything else that they want to give you, or resources?
No, I never got offered resources.
A meal?
I've asked, I was like, can I get something to eat before I leave? They'll give me a sandwich and some a soda usually. They'll give us, whoever I'm with, they'll give us a meal while we're leaving. But they hurry us about, like, okay, you're done, get as you go.
Yeah, one time they let me out and it was 1 a.m. and I was, far away from here. So I just had to sleep outside. They made me leave. The waiting room. I didn't even sit in the waiting room.
Yep.
And stay warm. It was freezing.
They should have called me.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't.
Yeah, they stopped doing that. They usually have a ride, but they say
yeah,
they don't do that anymore.
You can do that.
They still do?
I think so, but they didn't tell. I never knew that.
Yeah, Sutter. I know at Davis and Merseyside one they do. They'll call you a cab or somebody.
Yeah, that's cool.
But Sutter used to, but they don't no more.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I've been to all 3 hospitals.
Yeah.
So I want to...
I walked home from downtown hospitals like I said, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning trying to get home.
We're getting near the end, and so I want to kind of talk to you just about like what impact homelessness has had on your health right now. Like being outside, living the life you live. What is your health like today?
Definitely get sick more than I used to.
I'm healthier than you are. I think I am because I'm always doing something. I've seen people leave from out here and go indoors and they die like a year or 2 later.
Right.
Because we're active out here and we're healthy out here. It's just not.
It's like
we really don't get sick much, to be honest. Like colds and flus and all that.
We don't usually get sick much out here, so our health's pretty good.
Yeah.
What about like COVID-19? Has COVID-19 affected anybody in your community?
No.
Nope.
Have any of you been vaccinated for COVID-19?
Almost all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes time
like
for flu shots, are you guys going to take a flu shot, you think?
I know.
I
haven't had a flu shot in years.
Yeah. But you just don't get
What's
sick.
the difference of a COVID shot? You just got a flu shot. That's a flu.
Basically.
So you started getting flu shots.
Yeah, I just got that one time, yeah.
So
Shoot.
So now you guys get a chance to talk to the world and tell them what do they need to do to make this work better for you.
Stop judging us.
Not letting us go to the emergency room. I don't want to do an emergency room. We don't go to the hospital. We try not to go.
Yeah, we really don't want, we don't like that.
We try not to go there because it's such a long wait in there.
Yeah, we see
I
people
think if the treatment was better, it would be different.
But I'm just saying, if you didn't have to go to the emergency room, you wouldn't.
Well, yeah.
If you wouldn't go, use your choice. You wouldn't go. You'd go to the. You wait till the morning and go to his office.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You wait till the morning and go to his office.
Yeah, I'd rather go.
Nobody wants out here to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, but
nobody wants to.
It would be nice to be set up with a doctor, or even a.
I mean, I don't think these people indoors even like going to the emergency room. They would rather go see their primary surgeon.
Yeah, and have some kind of routine. Like women out here, we need to, get our pap smears and all that. Men need to do certain things, and we would do those things. And
it's just we don't have the ability.
Yeah, if there was just, a little more. I know it's a lot of us. We need to be proactive in it, proactive in our own health, but we need to be met with something a little more.
It's a telltale noise right there.
Like the same,
we all went up to the tree.
I don't know.
For the folks at home that are watching, it's a windy day out here, and tree branches are starting to snap and fall from the trees. Where these folks call home. Sometimes it's a little dangerous living out here.
Yeah, nature is quite against it.
just the last question. It's kind of a yes or no for a few different things. Did you know that Medi-Cal will provide dental care for you?
No.
Yes.
I definitely need it. I didn't know that.
Medi-Cal does. It does, though.
Do you know that you can get an eye exam?
Oh no, I need one. You need.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I would have had them every year or whenever. I need glasses so bad.
Did you know that they'll provide mental health treatment for you?
Yeah.
Free of charge?
No,
Yes.
I didn't know you could have
Free charge.
like
Free of charge.
therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Really? Yeah,
All
I
of
didn't
it.
know. I didn't know.
They give
What
you everything.
about alcohol and drug treatment? Did you know that Medi-Cal will 100% pay
Yeah.
for alcohol and drug treatment?
No.
I didn't know that either.
No.
I didn't know that either.
No.
It seems like these are things you should know about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
My commitment to you is to try to get you some of the information you need so you can start using those
Yeah,
things
that'd
now.
be a perfect.
But their commitment to you as they're listening to this video is to do something more about it so that folks understand these things.
I don't think any of these people out here even know we need that right there.
Yeah.
Nope. They probably don't. They
Everything
probably
you just
don't.
said, we're unaware of, pretty much.
Okay.
You know, and it would be useful. We'd use it.
We definitely we'd appreciate the information that we
Yeah.
didn't know I have options.
Yeah.
That we
I didn't know it covered all that.
Yeah, really. I knew a couple
things.
things.
I didn't know
everything
We'd
else.
be
Yeah.
receptive to it. That's for sure.
Definitely receptive.
As far as this way of communicating, I hope you felt like this was a respectable way to
Yeah.
Yeah.
talk about things.
Thank you for listening.
If they ever wanted to come sit down with you themselves, would you be open to doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you.
listening.